Ever wondered about the man behind the ho-ho-ho? That's right, we're talking about Santa Claus, a man of mystery, a symbol of joy, and let's not forget, a legendary gift giver. But have we ever really got to know him? Today, our curiosity takes us on a magical journey through Santa's life. Imagine sitting down with Santa himself, discussing his love story with Mrs. Claus and unraveling the logistics of his fascinating job. How fast has he flown? Is off-season travel a challenge? The answers might just surprise you. And let's not forget about the cookies. With billions devoured over centuries, surely Santa has a favorite. But what is it? And what about the beverage that washes down all those cookies? Does he prefer coffee or something else? And has he ever bitten into the wrong kind of cookie or brownie, leading to an unexpected elf takeover? Consider the physical aspects of his role. The sensation of sliding down millions of chimneys in a single night, the peculiarities of his reindeer team, and the impact of stardom on Rudolph. Does Santa wish he could change anything about Christmas? And what about his personal grooming habits, favorite sports, and even his flying abilities? Delving deeper into Santa's life, we explore his relationship with Krampus, the mourning of a beloved reindeer, and how he navigates the evolving identities of children on his list. The questions keep coming. The weirdest gift request, the all-time favorite gift given, the lifespan of an elf, and even his personal encounters with pests at the North Pole. Let's not forget the practicalities of his job. From the highest altitude he can tolerate to the number of gloves he owns, and even Mrs. Claus's hobbies. How tired is Santa after the big day? And does he rely on bananas for that much-needed potassium boost? Finally, we delve into the more intriguing aspects of Santa's life. His wardrobe choices, the potential for combat, the fabric the elves use, and even the preventative measures for arthritis in the North Pole. And of course, the burning question, what is Santa's favorite euphemism? And how does he feel about nutcrackers? So buckle up, folks, as we embark on this magical journey to unravel the captivating life of Santa Claus. From the love story with Mrs. Claus, to the peculiarities of his job, the favorite cookies, and even the potential for interplanetary deliveries. From the mourning of a beloved reindeer, to the weirdest gift request, and even the possible unionization of elves, we cover it all. Because Santa isn't just about the ho-ho-ho, he's a man with a story, and today, we get to hear it. Now, we're headed into some deeper territory. We're going to ask some philosophical and personal questions, the ones that keep you up at night wondering about the life of this jolly old man. For instance, does Santa Claus know how things will end before they even begin? It's a question of destiny versus free will, and who better to answer it than a man who's seen centuries of human behavior? And what about the moral complexity of being naughty and nice? Can someone be both at the same time? And if so, how does Santa decide who gets gifts and who gets coal? Is it a black and white decision, or are there shades of gray in Santa's judgment? This might seem odd, but has Santa ever been handcuffed or been to jail? A man who sneaks into houses in the dead of the night? Surely he must have had some run-ins with the law. Let's go back to his reindeer for a moment. Do they eat mushrooms? It's a strange question, we know, but considering the magical nature of these creatures, it might not be as far-fetched as you think. What about Santa's downtime? We all need to unwind after a hard day's work, and Santa is no exception. What's his favorite way to relax? Maybe a cup of hot cocoa by the fireplace, or perhaps a good book. Are trolls just gnomes without hats? It's a question about fantasy and reality, and who better to answer it than a man who straddles both worlds? Who cuts Santa's hair? Surely he doesn't do it himself, or does he? And does he like the smell of his own farts? It's a question about self-perception and acceptance, and we're all curious to know the answer. And finally, how does Santa feel about The Rock? Is he a fan of his movies, or perhaps his wrestling career? Or maybe he's just a fan of his charisma and charm? So many questions, so little time. But wouldn't it be fascinating to get the answers straight from Santa himself? Next up, we'll be diving into the final thoughts on our magical journey into Santa's captivating life.